Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the John Went Walking channel. Coming to you this morning from the Florida Trail, out at Hopkins Prairie, starting at about mile marker 451. I'm going to be out for a couple of hours this morning. I'm just south of Salt Springs, off of US 19. Anytime I'm passing through here, I definitely stop and get out on the trails, and I hadn't been out on this little section before, so thought I would make a video just so I could remember it and to bring it to you and wish everybody a Merry Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve morning here in Central Florida, just a gorgeous morning. Temperature must be in the mid-50s. We're about half an hour south of Salt Springs, and I like to come through on 19 when I'm headed north or south in Florida because I love Salt Springs. I love to stop at that Salt Springs food store right there. They make these wonderful breakfast sandwiches like you had growing up at home. Very wonderful company in there. There's always some locals in there hanging out and messing around the front of the store that are fun to talk to, and just a nice stop. Coming up on a little pond here, a little sinkhole, not sure what it is. It's not named on the Far Out app, and it's not named on MapQuest, so I'm not sure the name of that little pond right there, right at mile marker 451, just above 451. Continue working our way out here. You know, it's just been a wonderful year for me, 2025. So grateful for the year that I've had. I've continued to work on my health, logistically continued to work on Florida Trail and Appalachian Trail planning as I continue to work towards those goals and figure out logistically the timeline for completing those. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to follow the following the Florida Trail. I like the idea of completing the Florida Trail, and it's been my goal all along because it gives me an opportunity. Here's a better look at that lake. Beautiful little lake out there. Beautiful sunrise this morning in Central Florida, Christmas Eve 2025. I like the idea of following it because, you know, my whole life I've spent outdoors, and I've been camping, and back when I was in the military, I did a lot of long distance running, including overnight running, like with a 100-mile run, that sort of thing. So I'm used to being out in the woods, often alone at dark, often not knowing where I am, or not knowing exactly where I am. So I would like to, I think the opportunity with the Florida Trail is just to get a chance to spend some time camping, being out overnight for an extended period of time. It's not going to be just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days. I think it's going to take me 2.5, 3 months. I'm not going to be in a hurry with the Florida Trail, but I'm kind of thinking probably finish up the Florida Trail, and if everything goes well, then just move right in towards the Appalachian Trail and kind of be settled in with it. And it's just logistically making it work here. I am winding down with my employment, definitely soon. I'm turning 65 next September, so I've got about 9 months until 65 years old, and that's kind of always been my plan, was to go until 65, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I plan on making it till then. I don't see anything stopping me from working until I'm 65. Wow, how this is just a wonderful, beautiful area. Hopkins Prairie, just a wonderful area out here, and looking out across, I can see some open field out there as I continue here along in the woods. These Florida woods that I'm in, you know, they look pretty much like everywhere else I've been here in the Central Florida area, and you know, I'm thinking you know, the entire span east of Ocala and out in that Florida Trail area. Just gorgeous trails. And you know, one thing I never get over is how well maintained these trails are. So for everybody out there working hard to keep these trails clean, for hikers, God bless you. Thank you so much. It's just stunning to me. And I know as I get into retirement and I have a little bit more time on my hands, I know that I'm going to want to be involved in helping out cleaning these trails up. And you can just see whoever is maintaining these things, they are doing a bang up job. It is just absolutely nearly perfect out here everywhere I've been, and there's no way to express just how gorgeous these trails are. And you know, I've really spent over a year now. I started in November of 2024. Wow, look at this old tree. Isn't that nice? I started in November of 2024 when I decided I was going to work on a Florida Trail attempt. I've been planning for the AT for years and thinking about the Appalachian Trail for years. I mean, that's, for me, that's the big daddy, the granddaddy, the big kahuna. That's what I'm shooting for. And I think at first, like, I didn't realize just how nice this Florida Trail was. But after 1 year of exploring the Florida Trail, I can tell you, I just can't imagine there's a nicer place in the country to hike. They might be all just as nice. There's beautiful areas all over the country, all over the world to go hiking, but I just can't imagine it being any better. This is Florida. This is what Florida looks like. This is the real Florida. It's not Disney World. It's not Daytona Beach. It's not South Beach in Miami. That's not the real Florida. This is the real Florida. There's just no doubt about it. And I mean to tell you, it is gorgeous. It is just absolutely gorgeous. If you get a chance to get out here in this specific area, just like many of the other areas I brought you in the past videos, I think you'll agree with me that it just couldn't get much nicer than this. And I'm going to just keep making my way around here. You can see how it opens up out here. I'm not sure if these are full of water during the wet season. It's very dry here in Central Florida right now. And many of the hikes I've been on, including up in North Florida, up around the Swanee, have been very dry. Very little rain over the past several months. And so it's just kind of dried everything up. And I don't know if this is a similar situation. I'll try to get back out here this summer as I'm working towards, I'm definitely going to be exploring more to the south, and then I'm going to do a trip out into the Panhandle sometime probably early spring and spend some time on the Florida Trail out there, and I'll bring you some videos from out there. But look at this. This is like you're in a storybook setting. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, it's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve here at Hopkins Prairie on the Florida Trail. And I know how blessed I am to be out here. I'm grateful for this time out here. I'm grateful for everybody who takes a moment to watch these videos and to say hi or to send me a note. I'm very, very grateful for you. It's motivating for me to be out here. I hope you enjoy these videos as much as I enjoy bringing them to you. And I hope that you've had a wonderful year like I have. And I pray, that 2026 is going to be even better. I feel really good about it. I feel really good about the year ahead. And I think we're all in store for a great year. So Merry Christmas Eve, friends. I'm coming to you from Hopkins, Prairie. Give you a shot out here into the open span. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas Eve, and I'm grateful for everybody being here. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll be coming to you again real soon from the Florida Trail. Goodbye, friends.